Hey there, Patty Dominguez here with Positioning to Profit, episode number 80, and I'm really excited because we're getting closer to the milestone of 100, and we have been at it every week, bringing you solo shows and interview shows with solopreneurs who are positioning their brand to profit. So on this episode, it is a solo show, and I'm going to be sharing a concept of collaboration marketing. And while you think that, okay, this is kind of joint venture kind of thing, yes, but I really believe that there is a huge opportunity that not enough people are leveraging. And so let me kind of explain what I mean by that. Have you ever felt that in the solopreneur world, as exciting as it is to do your own thing, create what it is that you want, really seeing yourself, like I do myself, as unemployable, like I cannot work with like a company anymore or anything like that? However, there have been times when I felt alone. I'm like, oh, I wish I could connect with more people or collaborate with more people. And so the ability is there. And while in the external world, conferences and such as of the recording of this show, everything is basically shut down, it doesn't mean that the opportunities to collaborate are not there. They in fact are. And so in this episode, I'm going to be talking about just as a comparative, because I always take a look at what the big brands are doing. And there's a lot to be said for just watching what they're doing and saying, well, why can't we do this in our own space too? Right? That was like literally the whole epiphany for how I came up with the whole positioning to profit concept, is that I was seeing that all of this work was being done with the big brands, but the solopreneurs were not doing the same. And so similarly to that, there is so much to be said and so much potential to leverage this concept of collaboration marketing as solopreneurs. And so that's going to be the topic of this episode. Now, also, I did want to let you know, don't forget that I have a workshop for January that is going on right now, 5 strategies to bulletproof your business. All you have to do is head on over to positioningtoprofit.com/2021. Again, positioningtoprofit.com/2021 for a workshop. I think it's all of a half an hour tops, but it's chock full of information. And I love the content where it's like quick and to the point and simple, and give it to me easily so that I'm not confused. And that's literally my intention behind everything that I do. So you can find that again at positioningtoprofit.com/2021. On this episode, a solo show, we're talking about collaboration marketing. I'm excited to bring it with you and just kind of share with you my insights on it and how I really think that this is a big opportunity for this year and moving on forward. Okay, here we go. Hey there, I'm Patty Dominguez. You're about to discover what it means to position your brand and your business to stand out. This show explores the stories of small business owners just like you who are bringing their message out to the world and impacting their tribe. So if you want to take your business to a category of one status, then hang with me, because this podcast shares everything you need to know about how to be more prolific with your brand so that you can have more profits. All right. Well, thanks for joining me on this episode. Like I mentioned, one of the concepts that I was just thinking about as I was going through just strategies, prepping for this year, how do you make the most of it, really recognizing where the opportunities exist. And this whole concept of collaboration marketing came in. And really one of the things that I see the big brands doing, because everything that I see out, whether it's advertising or I see commercials and I'm like, oh, those guys are co-branding or there's a collaboration campaign going on there. So if you think about it, when you look at what's going on in the marketplace, like Uber has a collaboration right now with Spotify, or the closed store H&M with Versace, and it will be a point in time promotion where it would be like a limited run of a particular line of clothes, right? So with H&M, it's not Versace is always there on the store shelves. It's a specific campaign. And then you have American Airlines with T-Mobile, and then Peloton is doing some collaborations as well. So right, like as I'm hopping on my bike, I'm like, oh, okay, that's a new collaboration. So I'm always looking at like, okay, why are the big brands doing this? And if you really think about it, the big brands have so much that they are doing that can be new and innovative, but fact is we solopreneurs are nimble, so we are able to apply those same kind of concepts in what it is that we're doing. And at the same time, I always look at that. I'm like, okay, if the big brands are doing it, why are we not doing it for ourselves? It's something that I always say to myself. I'm like, Where's the opportunity here for us to leverage that concept into the marketing that we're doing as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs? Because the thing is, if we have the ability to quickly act on something, then it should be easy to deploy. And of course, there's always going to be things that come up and hurdles and considerations, etc. But always take a look at that. And at the root of the way that the big brands are doing this, whether it's Uber, H&M, or American Airlines, or Peloton, or any other number of brands, what this is at the end of the day is collaboration. And it's really smart because collaboration is really opening yourself up to a partnership in the way of tapping into a potential customer. And collaboration expands your reach, right? So just thinking about how you can deploy that in your own marketing, in your own strategy. Think about who is already working with the customers that are your ideal customers, and where can you expand your reach in that way? And another thing is, when you do have these collaboration types of approaches, fact is you can build your brand even more so. So there's nothing better than collaborating with somebody who has more clout, more popularity than you do, and it just elevates your brand equity. Because if somebody has that proximity to you that is way more popular, you're like, wow, that person, right? And so it's a concept that I also learned. It's called Dream 100. And it was a concept introduced by Chet Holmes, the late great Chet Holmes. And you can find out more about that in the Ultimate Sales Machine. It's a book that he wrote. And the Dream 100, the concept there is just really thinking about, okay, who can I collaborate with that could be that big whale that would introduce me to all the clients I would ever need forevermore, that potential collaboration. Now, most people would think about those big names like Tony Robbins or some kind of collaboration that way, or Oprah. Those are the ones that people think about. But what if you could drill down and say, okay, well, maybe not Tony Robbins or Oprah, because obviously everybody's thinking of those potential like whales, right? Those people at that level. But what you can do is collaborate with somebody in your space that could be maybe a micro influencer. And a micro influencer, say, for example, on social media, like on Instagram, is somebody who has fan base maybe of 15,000, 20,000, etc. So they do have influence. They do have this little microcosm of a tribe, but they're not that Oprah level kind of person. And so the cool thing about that is that you can build your brand, you can expand your reach, you can cross-pollinate. So if there's something complementary that you can offer to that particular person's, their tribe, right? Something that would be of value. And the interesting thing about it is that if you do a collaboration, when done right, there's a transfer of trust. Meaning, if I were to refer you, if you trust me implicitly, right? You trust me, you have bought from me, you're a client of mine. If I recommend somebody to you, there's a very strong probability that you, if it fits, if it's the right fit for you, you're going to trust me and say, okay, well, if Patty recommended it, it's probably going to be something that I could use if I really need it, and I trust this person that she's introducing me to. It's just the fact is, right? So there's that transfer of trust. And so the important thing, if you are interested in just implementing this type of a concept of collaboration marketing, there's 5 principles. I think there are 5 here. I don't know, there may be less. So let me roll with it. So let me roll with what I have. It's a matter of getting aligned, right? I would only do a collaboration type of a thing if the core values are in place. So for example, one of the things that I'm very passionate about is my core values of freedom, of contribution, and prosperity. Those are very important to me. Now, if I was considering someone, I would want them not necessarily to have the exact same core values, but somehow be in the same kind of cosmos as I am, right? Like not so different. Or I'm very passionate about only working with entrepreneurs that are adding value to the world, that they have a product or service that is genuinely looking to help someone. So I wouldn't pair up with a brand that is offering something harmful in the world, or something that is weird and black hat and just bad for Earth, right? Like I just wouldn't collaborate with someone like that. Not interested. No, thank you. No way. So the values have to be aligned, right? The ethos of the way they operate is another thing, right? So there's a specific type of person that I happen to attract, kind of woo, really positive in terms of heart-centered and the whole thing. So I'm not going to pair up with someone who's an asshole, right? So these are the kind of things to really think about. And when you're looking at the other ways of that collaboration side of it is like, how do you make it a win-win? So it's not just a matter of reaching out to someone in the effort of taking, but really looking at it as a collaboration. What can I do for you? How can we help each other? And the thing is, if you're solely looking to take, that take energy, you're not fooling anybody. It can be read a mile away. And instead, how do we make this a win-win? Where's the reciprocity of the opportunity where I'm winning, you're winning, we're winning? And of course, in order to make it a win-win, I cannot emphasize enough, at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is to make sure that the offer, the information, the thing that you are putting in front of that particular audience, right? If you're doing a collaboration with someone, or say that you're bringing that particular person into your world, most important is, are your clients going to take advantage of this? Meaning, is it relevant for them? Is it timely? Is this a win for your clients? Because just whoring out your list to anybody is really going to tarnish the trust. And of course, we never want to do that. So above it all, is what this other person is offering, or is what you're offering to that other person's audience, is it relevant? Is it timely? Is it necessary for that client? Is this something that at the end of the day, is it something that could help them, right? Above everything. You just want to make sure. So the opportunity here is that how do we make our clients' lives richer, better, more prosperous, etc.? Now, when you think about having this collaboration marketing approach, I mean, imagine having a network of these collaboration partners and nurturing the rapport, the relationship where everybody wins. I see it happening a whole lot, and I see it happening a lot in the bro marketing space. And one of the things that I'm really passionate about is creating that community, like the membership that I have at prolificcafe.com, prolificcafe.com, and looking at these women that are building their own, their offers, the business that they have, the vision that they have. Wouldn't it be cool if you have enough people as a community and we're all helping out each other and really creating collaboration? And when you can offer that, you probably have more business than you'll ever need, because you're always going to be looking at things where, oh yeah, this particular offer may not apply to me, but I know somebody who could win with this. So there's a lot to be said for that. And collaboration marketing is something that I'm going to be diving in to more and really taking a look at how to leverage this concept so that it's a win-win-win. So I should have said it that way, a win-win-win, a win for the person that you're collaborating with, the company you're collaborating with, a win for them. And of course, at the end of the day, the only one that matters is the client, to make it a win for them. At the core, they're the only ones that matter in terms of creating those offers and putting those things in front of them that are timely, they're relevant, that would make their lives that much richer and more positive. And that's what I have for you. Let me know what you think about this whole concept of collaboration marketing. You can tag me on social media. I always love to hear those types of things. And don't forget that I have my workshop going on, the 5 strategies to bulletproof your business in 2021. Just go to positiontoprofit.com/2021. And I look forward to connecting with you next time. Have a good one. Thank you so much for checking out the Positioning to Profit podcast. If you haven't already done so, please make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any new episodes. And also, it would mean the world to me if you would take a quick moment to leave a rating and review on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, or your favorite podcast player. It really helps to get the word out about the podcast and, of course, the featured guests. And lastly, please make sure to connect with me on social media. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, I'm on all of them, and use hashtag positioning to profit so that I can search you out and connect that way too. All right. Thanks so much. See you next time.